Ever get that creepy feeling that someone might be watching you online?
Oh, yeah.
Well, today we're taking a deep dive into a story that kind of takes that to a whole new level.
Okay.
We're talking about malicious software packages
Right.
discovered on the npm registry.
Right.
But here's the kicker. There are links to North Korean cyber activity.
Hmm.
Specifically, a campaign researchers are calling, get this, contagious interview.
Wow. Okay.
So let's unpack this. These malicious packages, they're not just random bits of bad code. They're masquerading as legitimate tools.
Yeah, you've got like passports.js, which, and this is sneaky, is a backdoored copy of the real passport package.
Passports, like the travel
I didn't,
document.
no. Passport is a popular tool for authentication in, web applications.
I see, okay.
Then there's bcrypts.js, mimicking bcrypt.js. That's a go-to for password hashing
So essential stuff that developers use all the time.
all the time, yeah. And then there's blockscanopy, a copycat of etherscanopy, which is used to interact with the Ethereum blockchain.
Cryptocurrency again. Seems like that's a recurring theme in these attacks. But hold on, before we get too deep, can you back up for a second, explain what the NPM registry is? For those of us who aren't coding wizards.
Sure, sure. The npm registry is it's basically a massive online repository of open source code packages. Think of it as a library, but instead of books, it's filled with reusable code modules that developers can, plug and play into their projects.
So it's a huge time saver for developers.
Absolutely. It's all about efficiency, but and this is the problem, it also creates this like giant attack surface. If a malicious package makes it into the registry, it can spread like wildfire.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all fits together. Now, this contagious interview campaign, it seems to be targeting developers specifically, right?
Yeah, it's like almost like a social engineering attack, preying on people's, eagerness to land a job. Imagine you're a developer, right? And you get an email from, say, a big tech company offering you a coding test as part of their hiring process.
Sounds pretty legit.
Totally. And that's exactly what the attackers are counting on. These emails, they look totally real. But the coding tests are actually booby-trapped with malware.
So you think you're showing off your skills, but you're actually opening the door to an attack? That's scary.
It is. And it gets worse. They're also using malicious video conferencing applications disguised as part of the interview process.
Wow, they really thought this through, huh?
They did. And the fact that they're mimicking tools like Etherscan API, well, it points to their interest in, cryptocurrency as a target.
Cryptocurrency, always with the cryptocurrency. It's like they can't resist it. But this isn't the first time we've seen this kind of tactic, right?
Not even close. Back in August, researchers found a whole bunch of malicious packages. Temp Etherscan API, Telegram Con, Helmet Validate, all linked to this contagious interview thing.
So they're persistent.
Very persistent, yeah. And those packages, they were carrying a nasty little piece of malware called BeaverTail and a Python backdoor named Invisible Ferret.
Catchy names, but probably not something you want hanging around in your computer.
Definitely not. And just last month, more fake packages popped up. This time it was Eslant Module Conf and Eslant Scope Util, both designed to steal, guess what, cryptocurrency.
No way. So it's like
Yeah.
a never-ending cycle. They just keep coming back with new tricks.
Yep, exactly.
And they're getting more sophisticated. One of the things that really struck me was this quote from the research. It said, copying and backdooring legitimate NPM packages continues to be a common tactic of threat actors in this ecosystem. These campaigns, along with contagious interview more broadly, highlight that individual developers remain valuable targets for these DPRK-linked threat actors. Pretty sobering stuff.
Definitely. I mean, backdooring essentially means they're creating a hidden way to bypass security and gain access to, your system. Think of it like a secret backdoor that only the attackers know about.
Sneaky. And persistent access, what does that mean exactly?
That's the really worrisome part. It means they're trying to stay in control of your computer even after you reboot it or shut it down. They want to keep coming back for more, basically.
Ugh, that's unsettling. So what does all this mean for the future of open source software? It's such a vital part of the tech world, but it seems incredibly vulnerable.
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Open source relies on, collaboration, sharing, but that also makes it harder to lock down. We all need to be more careful about what code we download and use. Think of it like food safety. You wouldn't eat something that looks suspicious, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Same idea with code. Check the source, look for red flags. And of course, security researchers, they're the front line in this battle. They need to keep innovating, developing new tools to stay ahead of the attackers.
So it's a team effort. We all need to do our part.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, though. Could these kinds of attacks actually erode trust in open source software in the long run?
That's a real possibility. And if that happens, it could have a ripple effect across the entire tech industry.
A lot to think about there. Thanks for breaking it all down.
Sure, no problem.
So listeners, something to ponder as you navigate the digital world. How do we balance the benefits of open source with the risks? And what steps can we take to protect ourselves and the software we rely on? Until next time, stay vigilant out there.